Good morning all. As you can see, empty space. And let's fill it with flowers. We have a lovely big wedding to do this weekend. It's been 3 years in the planning. Very, very nice people. And so it is my pleasure to slightly overdo it. So we're going to have some fun. My friend Lorraine is coming up to help. You may have seen her on previous clips. My friend Tessa's coming in to help. We've got a big chuppa to do, so we have a canopy to make for a gorgeous country house wedding with gardens, and it's a really lovely venue called Orchard Lee in Frome, where they have an orangery in the garden, and this wedding is happening in the orangery. An orangery is like a sort of gigantic greenhouse, a sort of rather formal greenhouse that you might fill with orange trees or lemon trees. And use as a sort of relaxing space. It's not a greenhouse where you'd have all your tomato plants. It's a sort of fancy pants greenhouse, an old-fashioned conservatory, perhaps. Anyway, we are going to fill this space with flowers. We're going to fill the garden with flowers. We're going to put a great big chuppa up and dress that with flowers. But first, empty space needs to be filled with flowers. So I better go and cut some. Come along, enjoy the ride. It's going to be a fun couple of days. This may be a rather long clip by the time I've finished, but hopefully there'll be lots of tips and tricks for you along the way. Please subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon, and then we'll tell you when we've got more clips coming out. And if any of the tips and tricks I give you along the way are useful, or you would just like to support the channel, then you can always buy me a coffee, and the link is in the blurb to all my clips. Right. It is 6:30 in the morning. I have counted them up, 1,563 stems to cut. It is going to be 26 degrees. I would like to be cut by lunchtime. Let's go. Right, I'm starting with the roses because it's cool and because I don't know how many I've got. And it's not an exact science, but if I cut all the roses first, then I can work back from that to know my numbers, if you see what I mean. Sometimes I have a colleague, a lovely girl, called the White Horse Flower Company. And she works in a much less kind of exact way than I do. I'd say that we were comparatively good florists. She's a very good florist. I'm a very good florist. And it's really interesting. We work very differently. She likes to sort of just take what she gets and work with it. And I like to know to the last stem what I'm going to have. It's interesting how different people work. Anyway, on we go. It is looking lovely and peaceful up here this morning. Really, I must hurry. I do this when I've got a big job of work to do. I struggle to get going. Once I get going, I'm okay. But at the beginning, I just sort of breathe a lot and think. I think it's really important not to overstuff your trolley. So here's the first trolley and we're going in. Roses take much longer to cut than everything else. So once I've got the roses in, everything else should be much more quick. Oh, and I'll learn English later as well, much quicker. But I have to say, this smells nice. I'm slow. They're very slow because they all need dethorning. Trolley 2, beginning to build up with foliage. Got to get this mint inside before it flops. Well, it's all coming together. 11:30. Not quite there, but coming along. And now the sweet peas are coming in. I can fit 100 sweet peas in a bucket. So there's a space saving there. Right, we're pretty much done. There's still a couple of 100 stems of foliage to come in. I've sent Fabrizio out with the long loppers. But otherwise, this wedding is pretty much a go project. And now it's time to get the floristry kit together, make sure I've got all my bits. Top tip, when it's very hot weather, currently in here, 23 degrees, but it feels very hot for me. I'm not an American used to, I think Texas is hotter. But anyway, when it's very hot weather, outside it is really hot. when it's very hot weather, I recommend you run your hat under the tap and then wear it. And it's very cooling and nice. There you are. You're welcome. Me and my top tips. Right, Saturday morning, Tessa and Lorraine are going to do the big, they're called milk churns. The milk churns first, so they can kind of loosen themselves up like this, and get their hand in. And then they're going to do the jam jar posies, of which there are 24 or something. And then, meanwhile, I'm going to do the bride, the bridesmaids, and the buttonholes. And then we're doing some little fiddly bits, but not a huge amount. Tomorrow we're going to make the Chuppa at the venue. So once we've got all of this floristry done today, Tessa goes home, Lorraine and I ping up to the venue, and we're going to put the Chuppa up with the help of Nathan, who is, for those of you in the southwest of England, Floral Fabrications, and he makes the mechanics. He's a metal worker, and he makes amazing mechanics for foam-free floristry. And he has made us the mechanics for a beautiful Chuppa, which we are then going to dress tomorrow. So we're going to go and put it all up and get it all in place this afternoon. It's going to be very, very hot, so I've bought neck fans for us as a treat, and we can wear our hats, run under cold water to keep ourselves cool. Right, better get on. Oh, yes. Yes, they're lovely. And tomorrow we'll pop the roses in when we've got them in place. So these are just set up, ready to go. And we'll deliver them, put them in place next door to the orangery at the Elm Hay Park part of Orchardley. And with roses in, they'll look really stunning. Thank you very much, ladies. Here is our bride. Hopefully she's not too heavy. Our bride is slim as a whippet, taller than me, long, beautiful dark hair. She's very gorgeous. And she's asked for pale pastels with a little bit of depth. So hopefully we've given her that. And top tip, a bit of scented pelargonium around the edge, collaring the bride's bouquet, releases the scent. It's very calming. And she's got a mint in here as well, and lavender. It's very calming. So if she's feeling a bit nervous and a little bit hyped, carrying her bouquet will be calming. There you go. So these posies are going to be pew end posies. So they're going to line the aisle, and then they're going to be on the table centres afterwards. And they're just, what's really lovely about this mix is the lovely bride said, could she just have a little depth of colour? And so she's got just one stem of physocarpus in each one, and these slightly darker sweet peas are giving weight to everything. It means that the white and the pale pinks have got a foil, and they'll show. Otherwise they'll all kind of bleach out against the gravel where they're going to stand for the pew endy bit, and on the tablecloths. I'm very pleased with these, they're lovely. And now this is a top tip. It's very hot, so we've got these neck fans that are whirring away.
Can you hear it? Hang on, let me speed it up.
I think you can hear it.
Go.
And they're keeping us cool. How cool is that? What do you think, Lorraine?
Well, normally I would be wearing thermal trousers, thermal boots, thermal vest, 4 tops and an apron in here because it's so cold. But today I'm thoroughly enjoying my neck fan. Thank you very much.
Oh, you get all the 5-star treatment here. So we've made these really pretty little willow circles for the flower girls to carry, and I thought you might like to see how I did the bow. First of all, you slip the ribbon through the willow, and I've got to cover up the wire workings, so I'm going to go over it twice, like this. You just tuck it through. Talk amongst yourselves. take a pause, Lorraine. Run the ribbon round twice, tie a little knot, and then channeling Holly Chapple, who is quite an amazing florist, I am going to make a bow shape like this. Really simple. That's a bow shape. I lay it on the knot. I pull the ribbon through and tie another knot, and that is how you do it. And you can adjust how the ribbon works afterwards. Well, I think the flower girls are not going to carry them at that angle, but how pretty. That's fresh willow circles, a little bit of jip and some ribbons. And the flower girls are like 8 and 6. Nice. Now, it's very important to just have the final details. So we are deadheading the roses into baskets to make fresh petal confetti for tomorrow, and it's going to look really lovely. Here is my friend Lorraine, who is making like a blues brother. And look, isn't that gorgeous?
And here we have a flower farmer in her natural habitat, currently installing buckets on what ultimately tomorrow will be a wedding chuppah.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Thank God for bail arm trays. It is very rare that we need 3 cars, but as you can see, the bride's bouquet is held in with a safety belt and Lorraine's very special holding up her trousers string. All the bridesmaids are in the back of the car. This is Lorraine's car. I'll show you the rest. The back of the van is what I call full. The car is what I call full. Final details all tucked even into my cup holder. All florists do this. It's a good trick. This is the finished product. I have to say, I am very, very pleased. This is a beautiful heirloom tablecloth which the mother of the bride has embroidered with applique leaves. It is absolutely a work of art. And inside the chuppah, it is a space 7 foot by 6 foot, so that there's room for 2 families and the bride and groom, and I am so pleased with this. I'm really proud of it. I think the team's done a great job. Thank you, Nathan from Floral Fabrications, for the structure, and well done the bride actually for saying she loves a bit of jip, because actually it's lovely and frothy. We're all done with the wedding. They should be married by now. Happy days, congratulations. And this clip is coming to an end. So thanks very much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon, and we'll tell you when we've got more clips coming out. And if any of the tips and tricks have been useful, or you would just like to support the channel, you can always buy me a coffee. The link is in the blurbs to all my clips. to all of you thinking of being married or looking for inspiration or thinking of being a florist, go for it.